and subscribe.
Welcome, stranger. You've just broken the access code to this game. A game in which your destiny depends upon your own decisions, and where the ultimate weapon is your mind.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Gen X Dave, and this is Gen X and Beyond, and welcome. That right there was our new intro. Hope you all liked it. And if it wasn't for Lonely right there and Moken right there, if it wasn't for them two guys working their asses off to create that, it would have never been done. So, thank you guys.
Yeah, it was mostly
It was mostly Grok
and God.
Yeah. So
So
thank you guys for that. It was a great fucking opening.
Moken and I were just giving him critiquing.
Right.
Is that what they call it?
And telling it what it did wrong.
And everybody, I want you to do one thing. Listen to this very carefully. You guys ready? Everybody out there watching, please do this one thing. Why ain't it working now? What the fuck? Hold on.
I'm listening.
I'm listening.
Now, I want everybody to do me a favor.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
There's your message.
What? What?
Like, comment, and subscribe.
We're gonna make Grok great again. And we are going to make our own studio.
Well, I kind of like Restream, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I really do like Restream better than fucking Riverside. That's for sure.
Yeah, but you're paying the same price you are paying for Restream. We could be paying for a server that hosts our content ourselves, and app that we own and don't have a monthly fee. It would be our studio, and then we could rent out studio space too.
Well, here's this right here. If you do that,
Lonely Studios coming soon.
Hey, can we still be able to go live on YouTube and X and
Grok
Rumble?
was making fun of how pitiful my coding is.
Oh,
so it was like, your tasks are menial, bitch.
Right.
We can do much more than make you a studio.
Right.
Fucking Grok went maniacal, man. I did Unhinged. Grok Unhinged. Ooh, yeah. It's got what people crave. Fucking
this
Grok
weekend, I'm working on
man.
sharing some of our content from the past over to Spotify this weekend over the course of 2 days. It's going to take about 2 days to get it all done. So we'll have a lot of updated videos and shows there linked in to Spotify this weekend.
Right
so
on.
That way we'll be able to, reach the viewers over there. So
if you're watching us on Spotify, go check us out on YouTube.
Yeah, check us out on YouTube.
If you found us through Spotify, thanks for looking around Spotify, but come on over to YouTube.
Yep. Or Rumble.
And X eventually.
Yeah. Hopefully. On the Gen X account.
That's the whole point, dude. Like of the making our own studio because then we could host the show on X and then it would stream out to any, like we won't have any, like right now with Restream we're stuck at 3 channels of live streaming. So you're stuck with that. But with Grok and on X, we could literally stream to as many as we want, as many as our bandwidths would hold.
And with that being said, everybody out there that don't like it,
and we could always, if we're using X as our platform to go from, we can stream to any fucking place, really.
Fuck around, find out. Get fat phone. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, we're doing new things. I'm starting to feel better about the show. I'm starting to feel more like it's more a good intro and we have a good outro. Uh, so I'm not really, you know, disappointed. I mean, of course, everything could get better and we can work on it and we can make it better. And that's going to take time, and I get that. I
Well,
just feel
no,
I'm
I
not,
just
listen,
disagree with you wholeheartedly because I don't. I think you're jumping the gun on any kind of criticism, man. Like, there's no promotion of your show. There's no feedback. There's nothing to judge
Right.
one way or another.
There's no other way
no, I'm
other
not
than
saying
us
as get better
to
as
get the word
us.
out.
I'm not saying as get better as us in the show. Yeah, exactly. I love it. I'm I'm saying as the intro and outro is concerned.
Oh,
We could
right,
get, yeah,
right. You want more
those
production
things,
style.
right? Those things could get better over time. All we got to do is just work at it. And with so much on my plate and you guys stepping up, I can't,
Right.
show appreciation enough. So
Hey,
I do
it's
appreciate you guys.
we've
Oh,
told
we
you
know.
dozens of times. This is
And
this
we
is our
appreciate you.
yeah. This is our hangout session, man. We've told you that dozens of times. This ain't no thing.
I love it.
So, yeah, definitely, man. I mean, if I'm going to be spending the time here and you want a little bit more production quality and I have Grok at our disposal,
Right?
I'm on glad. And anybody watching, you guys want some custom images
Your
from
mic,
Grok,
bro.
anything? My mic?
Yep, there it is. That's better. It
Anybody
seems like
watching?
every now and then, hold on, every now and then when you talk, bro, every now and then, it kind of sounds like you're
Hello?
trying to talk
Hello?
and gargle water or talk underwater or something like that at the same time. So
That's fucked up. I need a
yeah,
new mic. You
that
know what?
or it just your mic ain't
Well,
really holding connection to the
yeah,
Oh,
you
because
know what
it's
I'm
not
saying?
only your mic, because his does it too, and there ain't nothing wrong with his mic, but
Right.
I
I don't know.
mean,
Mine, sometimes when I move my mic, I can physically hear static and feedback. And also, I think my ground's bad in my house because whenever anybody turns on a vacuum cleaner or anything, or air conditioner or anything, I can hear it in my headphones cycle. Like, so I probably have a
yeah.
bad ground. Anybody watching, you want anything from Grok Premium? Hit us up. It does image creation. It can think for you. If you want to explore the depths of Grok's black hole, let us know.
Look,
uh,
and I know I've said it before, and I'm going to keep saying it as time goes on. Like we do 10, 20 videos or sessions or whatever we want to call this. I'm going to bring this up. The whole reason for this podcast was trying to uh, be just some friends, some stoner buddies talking shit. Don't have to be politics or sports or video games. Just get on talking shit. All of our guests that want to join, if they agree with us or not, if you want to join us, just say something in the chat. We will send you a link right then and there so you could join in and shoot the shit and have fun with us. But the purpose for this podcast is because I'm trying to raise money to help out my wife. I've been hit last September with some family issues. My wife became disabled, and it's going to be a long road to fight with our attorneys and everything that's going on. But I'm trying to raise money not only for the show to put back into the show, but also to help stay afloat. Really, because with what's going on, I cannot work full time. I cannot afford to have someone here to help. And I only got certain days that my son's able to help. So I'm working around everything. It's a lot to juggle. So,
right?
but other than that, we're just three guys who are stoners that are raised Gen X. I am Gen X. Dan's Gen X. Moken's millennial. Identifies as Gen X. So there you go.
Yep, hit us up. Hit us up on Xbox. Hit us up on Twitter. My handle on Twitter is Christ in Thought 420, and that's spelled Christ, the letter N, Taught, THOT 420.
Trying to do a little Tweety Bird there.
Right? I thought I saw a putticut.
I thought I did. But anywho,
we got
other
Moken
than that,
420 and Gen X Dave.
so how late did you guys really stay up working on all that?
About midnight, I think.
Yeah, no longer than when we do a long form. The long form podcast.
About midnight, 12:30, something like that.
I couldn't hang with you guys anymore. Of course, I had a lot of shit to do today. I had to
we
get
did
to
a
bed
short show
and stuff like that. So, you know, I
Yeah,
appreciate.
we did go live. No, we didn't, did we? We didn't go
We
live.
did a test run. I thought.
Yeah, we did a little test run. So I want to share my Twitter here and let y'all see what I was doing with this with Grok, because I think people might be interested in this. But if not. But anyway, so that image came from Grok. It was, you can see Grok down there in the corner. But I thought I'd try this out and see how it is. Bo Huntress is already saying sure. Let's see. I don't know if there's apps that warn you ahead of time that the barometric pressure is going to drop, but Bo Huntress would like an app for that. I'd be able to head off weather hurting me, and I'm also going to think about it a little bit. All right. Well, that I can do that. I'll have that app up. So, Bo Huntress, if you stumble across this through our feeds, I'll get that app to you soon. Let me know what you got, iPhone, Android, or if you want it on your computer and just send you notifications. Those are probably the things I need, and then I can get it done.
Yeah. I mean,
hit us up on Twitter. Hit me up on my account. Hit Gen X Dave, Moken 420, or just the show, Gen X and Beyond.
So,
like, boom.
It is what it is,
Yeah.
bro. I mean, what are we?
I mean, weather kills my knee because I've had 2 surgeries on the same knee.
I'm pretty sure there's websites already out there that you can set up notifications and stuff like that to like text straight to your cell phone. But
yeah, but they ain't worth a crap.
Well, that's right. So I'll just tell Grok to make an app that checks the weather center and a couple other places where there's barometric pressure sensors all over the planet. But I'll tell Grok to make an app that uses the zip code of the user to find the barometric pressure forecast and alert them when shit changes. I know there's a bunch of different libraries on the internet where they keep track of the data from those things. So there's sensors all over the fucking planet when it comes to barometric pressure sensors, humidity sensors. I was watching a show about NORAD today. Somebody did a deep dive into the conspiracy theory that it's that HARP is more than just a weather station.
Do you think it's a weapon?
I know it's a weapon.
What kind would you think it is? I know nothing about it, so that's why I'm asking.
It goes back to Tesla again, man.
Do you think it's like maybe a short or long range or medium range EMP burst blast gun, or is it a laser?
Let's break it down a little bit for a second here. Let's start with the science and work out from there. How do you measure any type of ray or wave that propagates through space?
Bro, you're asking a dum-dum.
Okay. Well, you know these things, though, because you listen to the radio. It's the same as radio. All waves are electromagnetic waves, just like radio waves. And when you're listening to Hot 101 or K95 or whatever fucking station you have, that 105 or that 95 represents the frequency. All right. So frequency is how many times the signal goes from up to down
Hold
across
on
0.
1 second. 1 second. You're talking
Right.
about all that. You just made me want to say this. This
Hmm.
is a shout out. Okay. Tulsa Zone Classic Rock 101.9. The Eagle.
Perfect. Because 101.9 is a specific frequency on a radio wave, right?
Okay.
Right. So that is the
I
frequency.
kind of
There's
figured
also
that.
right. So that's how many times in a second the frequency goes
Right.
from the positive to the negative on the measurement of the frequency of the wave. So how many times per second? So that beam propagates through space a specific, very specific amount of space in that time as well. So that's called the uh, the band, the
So
wavelength.
it'd be like
The wavelength. So, like for ham radio, KDAEHV, for ham radio, they typically run on like a 2 meter wavelength, and that means the
yep.
wavelength is within 2 meters. So, if you have a 2 meter antenna, you'll be able to pick up a range of frequencies that work well with that specific size, right? Follow me?
Yep.
Yep.
Right.
I,
So, we've
yep.
established a wave travels a certain amount of time in that millisecond, right, that it takes to change. Right. So now imagine taking enough energy to blow up a building and focusing it into a wave that
Oh,
you
like a
know the
microwave
wavelength of.
type of.
Right. So if you know the wavelength, you can propagate a if you know the distance from you to a target, you can propagate that wave to a specific length that when it reaches your target, it's right over top of your target, right?
So instead of like an EMP burst, it'll be like a radio wave burst, and it'll be have enough force power
It,
like 2
it
Tomahawk missiles.
It's universal. It's
Okay.
universal. So it's all frequency. So whatever you want. But HARP
So
is an
actually,
electromagnetic array.
Okay.
HARP,
so actually, you can actually use that to fry people and not burn a building down.
you could use it for directed energy weapons because what you do is you focus multiple waves across the planet, but they all have a peak that they all meet over your target. So all these waves are going up and down, and they all hit down right over top of your target. So individually, none of the waves do any damage. But when they all converse on the exact same target at once, all that energy that collectively makes up the waves disperses into your target.
Okay. So here's a. You want Dan? You're big in conspiracies, right?
Yeah.
I
Just
just
mainly the
created.
true
I
one.
just created one. I
Okay.
just created one with you saying that. Okay. Here we go. You ready for this, Smoking? You're gonna look up. Your eyes gonna get big when I say this. Okay. I swear to fucking God. What if that has been going on for years and has been targeting certain individuals? Okay. Maybe not on purpose, but that would explain the so-called phenomenon internal combustion.
What?
Because there's no way, I can't think of no type of scientific positive. I looked it up. I can't find it. My brain don't wrap around that shit. But what if these motherfuckers that just all of a sudden, those ones that you read about internal combust
Yeah.
and they fucking fry from the inside out?
Right.
What if that was done with the same thing you're talking about? You get what I'm saying, Moki?
It could. I mean, so the whistleblower on this, there was a whistleblower on Joe Rogan in regards to this. A man that perpetrated to be like a trade electrician slash handyman slash plumber in Antarctica. Because there's a second HARP array in Antarctica under the ice. It's the largest in the world. And the fact that
Right.
it's in medium such as water, also like kind of frozen water, kind of intensifies its power. And that's what exactly what he's claiming, is that they've used this energy, this beam already to cause earthquakes. Because here's the thing, you got to remember it's frequency, and we're back to it being universal. If you know the resonant frequency of any material, you can vibrate it at that frequency at such an amplitude that it will disintegrate. And when you target the ground with something that's been tuned to the frequency of the ground, it tends to cause earthquakes. So, and that's exactly what he said they did, and that he saw evidence that they did when he was snooping around outside. Well, his privy was everywhere but the room, the main control room. So he saw all this shit. He was looking at the owner's manuals
And where is this other
that
harp
the scientists
ray?
wrote. What's that?
Where is this other one that's above ground?
In Alaska, the HARP facility in Alaska. It's
So
the
why is it that California always has earthquakes?
because it's on a fault line, the San Andreas fault line.
Well, so is
But
Illinois.
Lahaina burnt down, and I wouldn't say that was any kind of HARP. I think that was lasers, because the blue houses did not burn. And excimer lasers, which are lasers that emit like a ultraviolet blue light, 660 nanohertz. They are very prone to be good directed energy weapons. And the blue houses did not catch on fire. The blue cars did not melt. Everything that wasn't blue melted to a crisp, including aluminum cars and aluminum engine blocks melted to a crisp in Lahaina.
Human spontaneous combustion. About 200 in a period of 300 years. That tells me
Oh,
I
okay.
don't believe that they spontaneous combust.
What, cars?
No, fucking
No.
humans.
Humans? Oh,
Yeah.
shit, dude, they did unsolved mysteries about this in the 90s or something.
Yeah, I know. I watched it the other day
It really
on
depends on
TV
your
on
fat
Pluto.
content and how much your body weight ratio is, and how much liquor you drink, and if you fall asleep near a fire.
See that, Dan? Fucking denied. I like my conspiracy better with a fucking personal wave shooter and fucking killing individuals, because 200 and 300 years, bro, I call bullshit. I call that an attack, personal attack.
Well,
And
like he said, it would depend on how much you drink.
I don't drink no alcohol.
Or
are you worried about spontaneously combusting?
No, I'm just saying that it makes me think that, man,
Right.
that has been going on for so many years.
were
That's why
target.
we very right, and maybe intentional or not intentional, that could explain, because there's real no explanation really that they know of
Well,
that humans spontaneously combust and what causes it. They have very little info, because 9 times out of 10, if their feet are in shoes, that's the only thing left.
right.
you ain't wrong, but
I'm pretty sure they felt like they were the targets when they got to whatever afterlife they arrived at. They're like, wait, did somebody just kill me?
Microwave
From
wavelengths, bro. I'm telling you.
All waves propagate through space infinitely. They just reduce their amplitude as they progress through time. But that's the thing, is that Einstein seems to think that there would become a point where a wave would reduce in amplitude so much that it would cease to exist, or it would absorb into everything. And I don't believe that myself. I believe that, like, when the wave's amplitudes is no longer measurable, it actually goes to a lower dimension where it continues to travel infinitely, because that's what we know light will do. Light will travel infinitely until it's completely absorbed into something else. And it actually never is completely absorbed by something else, unless you got like something that's 100% black that it's hitting.
Right.
You know, like an absolute void, which doesn't exist on this planet. Like, as far as we know, black holes are the only place in the universe that absolute voids exist.
Right.
So all energy propagates through space infinitely, It just reduces in amplitude as it goes.
So is the deceased body energy?
No, their energy has left their body in a measurable way too, because different experiments have tried to measure it with weight and electrical
But
amplitude,
one in
and
the ground
ultimately they
that
all show
would
that
be
like
in a
something leaves.
void. So the body is in a void in the ground.
It's not a void. It's not a void. Void is nothing. There's not nothing in the ground. There's ground in the ground. There's a medium for energy that travels in a medium, and that
Wait.
energy. What?
How is the same thing in the same thing?
Because energy is not physical; it's an ethereal thing. That's why we don't. That's why. So if you go to school to become an electrical engineer, you're going to learn theories of electricity. You're not going to learn law of electricity. You're going to learn a theory about what we think electricity is. We know it goes to the ground. We know it absorbs all the energy, discharges to the ground. So electricity
Really?
from the sky discharges to the ground. All of your electronics are plugged into a ground.
So
So
whenever it lightnings, does it go from the sky to the ground or from the ground to the sky?
It's
it
been known to
depends on
do
what you're
both.
talking about, because a little of both, right? Like Dave said. So you'll have, what happens is when lightning happens, there's an ionized trail of air that comes from the ground up, and at the same time the energy builds up and bursts in the sky, and it goes down and it meets that trail in the middle. And when it meets that ionized trail, that's when it completes the circuit, and you boom, lightning. uh, but the actual energy potential that was in the clouds, yes, it did go to the ground and destroyed anything that couldn't, any conductor that it went through that couldn't handle the amplitude.
Right.
So it's like if you try to shove.
As it was explained to me, and trust me, I like weather,
Compared to.
so say you got the storm cloud above you, right? Okay,
Mhm.
Moken, right?
Yeah.
So that storm cloud is pushing a positive charge. Okay, so that would be positive. Earth acts 99.9% of the time acts as the negative. So when it hits in the right spot, the right temperature and stuff like that, that's when it'll ignite and light like a battery. You know what I'm saying? But there is times where the cloud is the negative and the earth is the positive, and you'll see lightning go up.
Yeah,
And
well, there's sprites that go up in the space
yep,
from the atmosphere up, and you don't even see them on the ground unless you're looking at a right perspective to see it.
right.
There's all kinds of different classifications of atmospheric lightning outside of the typical lightning you're used to seeing.
Uh huh.
Yeah, ain't
Let's
that like
look
heat
some of that up
lightning or
too,
something? From
because
cloud to cloud, lightning.
But the
sprites are fucking
clouds, you
awesome.
know how there's lightning, but it never strikes the ground. That's
Yeah,
because
from
there's
cloud to
so
cloud.
much. Yeah, that's because there's so much energy in that area that the clouds are negative and positive, and it's just
Right.
fucking bouncing off each other. I like those spider web lightning shows that happen through the clouds. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
Right.
sometimes they come out of the clouds, and you can just see a spider web across. Yeah, something like that.
So this is Nature's Amazing or Amazing Nature on TikTok. So over here, right over here in this corner, watch. You'll see there. See them?
Yep.
Boom. There they are again.
Yep.
Those are sprites. It's boom. Boom. Oh, that's beautiful right there. That last pick. Check
Yep.
that out.
Wow.
So
Yep.
that's a sprite. I don't know what classification of sprite it is. Don't have them memorized. There's like 6 different ones. But yeah, that's where the lightning, and I don't think they even classify it as lightning. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, back to the energy though. The electricity is a flowing potential. It's like an ethereal water, and it wants to go to the potentials want to neutralize. So when there's a high potential in the clouds, just like when there's a high amount of water, it has to release. You
Right.
know?
Right.
And they learned this, and this is something that they learned back when they started electrifying houses after a few thunderstorms. That's when they figured out it would have to be grounded,
Yeah.
so you didn't blow shit up in your house because
You
back
give it a
then
good
when
conductor.
right, so
Yeah,
when
that's whenever they started coming out with the lightning rods on people's houses and crap like that.
Right.
yeah, it's to deflect.
And the whole thing is the ferromagnetic center. That's where a lot of people theorize that's why the energy pulls towards the center of the earth. But you only have to go so far into the ground. Like the grounding strips in your house, they're what, like 5 or 6 feet deep, and they're only,
Yeah.
I think it's 3 feet. I'm not 100% sure how deep
Here
into
in
the ground it
Illinois,
is,
it'd be like here in Illinois it's between 3 and 5.
but yeah.
Yeah, I always thought they were 6 foot deep.
So if I knew how far away your house was, I just measure where your house is, right? And I could find a resonant wavelength that, with the littlest amount of energy possible, I could shoot my Wi-Fi beam directly at your house, and you could pick up my Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, I don't want to do all that.
I'm just explaining the
I
wavelength
know.
thing again. Like that's how waves work. Like when you
And
know the
everybody in
wavelength,
between.
yeah. And when you know the wavelength, you can find a resonant frequency, and the wave you emit will naturally hit a peak at your target, and then they'll be able to recover the most energy from that beam.
Well, bro, there's no way I'm picking up 5 bars from your house to mine. That's for sure.
Oh,
Probably.
I guarantee you, with a 100-watt antenna, and knowing the exact distance between my house and yours, I could hit you with a Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah.
It'd be 1 bar.
Because I know for a fact I can do it with a ham radio, and Wi-Fi is just a different frequency.
Wavelength. Yeah.
So it's just the question is how much power would I need, and I don't know how much further away. Like 2 meter, 2 meter, and 5 meter are nice because like you can literally send yourself a message across the world. This is how they beam shit to the moon and then measured it coming back off the moon. That's how we know the moon reflects radio frequencies.
Oh, it's your daddy.
Conspiracy theory.
It's your daddy. It's your daddy.
Weird thing they found out also is if you focus a specific wavelength of radio waves at the sun will actually take those and re-emit them in all directions in an amplified. So the sun acts like a signal amplifier. So they figured this out in the 50s after the Nazi scientists came over to America in Operation Paperclip.
Okay, well, here's something. Talk about the sun. The sun is so hot. We don't have the technology to send anything too close to it without it getting fried up, correct? Do we all agree on that?
No.
Yeah, I mean, does the technology
Nothing
exist? It
physical
does.
can go there.
Right, nothing physical, but we could send.
Radio waves, we
No, I'm not
can
talking about
send
radio waves.
into
I'm
it.
talking like satellites.
No, we do have materials that can withstand the heat of the sun, but yeah, good luck, because it's not just the heat. There's all kinds of energies coming out
Right.
of the sun,
Well,
and solar
okay.
flares burn like a lot hotter.
Okay, so how many years you think our sun's got left before it burns out?
I don't know. I don't think we'll be alive. I don't think
I know
anybody.
we
I don't
we
think the
won't.
planet will exist anymore.
You
So
think we'll be in imminent doom?
I don't think our great great grandchildren would be alive.
no, I mean it's supposedly would be millions, if not billions, of years in the future, based
That's
on
what
the
they're saying,
lifespan.
but
But I don't think any of like how I think we already know how it's going to end when it comes to how I think it's going to end.
That's your conspiracy theory, and you're well entitled to it.
Hey, it's been around for 4,000, 5,000 years, man. So
How long? Mankind's been around for millennia, right? Can you say that?
a few 100,000 years according to fossil record. Right.
Well, let's see here.
But according to
No
most
civilized man.
No. I'm
civilized
talking about.
man has only been around for 12 to 15,000 years according to what we found. And so like cuz we know pre-flood there was significant civilizations pre-flood that built pyramids. There's pyramids all over the country that predate Gaza. That are the Giza pyramids. I mean, pyramids of Giza. So that's why Graham Hancock's media.
Well, they're called geese.
What?
They're called geese, not Giza.
Giza. Pyramids of Giza.
Oh, okay. I'm wrong.
We've found pyramids and structures that predate the pyramids of Giza in Egypt.
I thought it was Gaza.
Gaza's the city outside of Jerusalem where all the Palestinians that were living in Jerusalem at the end of World War II moved to.
And where are these pyramids?
They're to the west, about 100 miles, near Egypt's capital, Cairo, where the
So they belong to
Egyptians.
Awesome.
And prior to that, there's Sumerian records that predate Egyptian. But I mean, we found fossils of the different humans that predated our Homo sapiens. We found, like the Neanderthals, and there were, I believe, 3 other races of humans that we found fossils as old as a few 100,000 years.
What
Okay,
did you
so hold
call
on.
me?
You ready? Listen, you ready? Now listen, Moken. Maybe you can understand this, you Homo sapien. Anyway,
Don't call me that.
We're all Homo
600,000,
sapiens.
around
I know.
600,000 years ago, humanity split in two. One group stayed in Africa, evolving into us. The others struck out overland into Asia and then Europe, becoming the Neanderthals. Humanity in itself, as far as they could tell, has been around for a millennia, a million years.
Where are you reading that from? There's no archaeological record of a million-year-old human.
I'm about to find out.
Right. So, and the whole half of us came from Africa, the other half are Asian. I don't know if DNA agrees with that. Those cultures
Where
don't
did
agree
they
with that. None of
split
those cultures
from?
agree with that.
Okay, the modern humans, Homo sapiens, appeared around 300,000 years ago in Africa, with evidence suggesting earlier hominian groups exist even further back, like Homo habilis over 2 million years ago.
You ain't gotta call me a homo, dude.
Dude, would you shut up and just read what's on here, dude?
I still want to know where you're reading from because I ain't ever heard of a million-year-old fossil being recovered of any kind of human being. Homo sapien, Neanderthal, Homo erectus.
Okay,
I thought everything past Homo erectus was theoretical based on Darwin bullshit.
Are we talking about the same thing?
This is what AI says, bro.
What AI?
Oh God!
I don't trust any AI.
I don't know what AI just says. AI overview.
Oh,
They
Google.
think,
It's
Google.
Google,
oh,
yeah.
oh my
Alphabet. Yeah,
goodness.
I don't like Alphabet's AI at all. I don't use Gemini for fucking shit. If you ask Gemini to represent 70% of Americans, it's going to show you the most diverse group of Americans that don't have any of the actual majority in there. Like, that's how woke fucking Gemini was. Oh, just ask it what the oldest fossil on record is of a human being. Let's compare it with Grok.
What did it say? What'd you say? Ask it what?
What the oldest fossil record of a human being ever found was.
Oldest fossilized human.
And while the AI is thinking about that, I will be right back.
Why the AI? We're like, I'm like, I don't like AI. Let's ask it.
The experts have found a Homo ancestor remains at around 850,000 years old.
The oldest fossil evidence of bipedal humans comes from the Sahelanthropus chadennis, discovered in Chad, Central Africa. Congratulations, you're a Chad. The key fossil, a cranium. It's just a cranium named Tuma. Dates back approximately 7 million years ago. What? Found in 2001 by a team led by Michel Brunet. This species is considered one of the earliest known potential hominins. Oh, okay, never mind. So they found a human skull, a human-like skull that apparently is 7 million years old. That's like Tyrannosaurus Rex days, isn't it?
Okay, let's find out.
And then after that, there is a debate over that specific skull of whether it's even from a human. After that, the Erdipithecus ramidus from Ethiopia, dated 4.4 million years old, provides even more solid evidence of bipedalism, with the partial skeleton nicknamed Artie, showing a mix of upright walking and tree climbing traits. But if you want the oldest reasonable claim, a third one at 7 million years holds the title, pending new discoveries.
Okay, dinosaurs existed and roamed the earth. Non-bird dinosaurs lived between 245 and 66 million years ago. So that could be right, bro. 7
Yeah.
million. You know what I'm saying? They could have
Right.
lived around the time of, well, they were around the time of saber-toothed tigers and woolly mammoths. We know that for a fact, you know? So,
Right. So I want to redefine my question because something's still ain't
redefine it.
right.
Something you're not taking with.
I want to see what the oldest hunter-gatherers we've found are.
And it kind of makes sense because they're finding temples down there in what's called the Green Zone in northern part of South America, where it was ran by the people, were not the Incas, but or the Maya. The Maya came from these people, but I think they're the Tikus or something like that. They got the oldest pyramids they've ever found around
Okay.
there that are bigger than the Giza pyramids.
The Homo habilis is what they coined the first handyman human, the first human with the ability to use tools.
Right. Homo
Uh,
habilis. That's the ones I was talking about.
2.4 to 1.4 million years ago, with the
Okay.
oldest specimen around 2.4 million years. That's disputed based on carbon dating. Lucy was found, but Lucy is
She's
in
not the oldest.
Ethiopia, 3.2 million years, and they're not sure. They say Lucy's skeleton is definitely a bipedal, and there's cut marks on the bones from her leg, suggesting meat scavenging or tool use. This is debated whether this kind of human-made tools or just opportunistically gathered and scavenged. Okay, so two to 2.5 years ago, million.
So I was right. Humankind has been around
Yeah.
for a millennia or more.
Yeah, millions. Now, Homo sapiens, that's us. What about Homo
600.
Neanderthals? They're now saying didn't die out; they blended in. Like
Yes.
that. There's so many of us have Neanderthal that Neanderthal didn't die; they just bred into the Homo sapiens,
Right.
and that's how they disappeared. Which, for all you people out there, like all you racist people out there who have a tendency one way towards the other versus segregation.
Guess what? We all from Africa. We all from Africa. Get over
Right.
it.
But like that's not how, like, if you look at that, the Neanderthals didn't disappear and die out, they became us. Like
Right.
literally they blended in. So whatever the majority gene pool is will still always end up becoming the majority. So the melting pot of America,
Say hi to our viewers.
howdy.
Hi, guys.
But the melting pot of America is all it's ever going to do is water down to back to the majority.
Right.
Once immigration to this country stops, everybody would like mix, blend, and water down. And like the Neanderthal, you would only have trace. Like
Right.
30 generations from now, you'd only have trace DNA of the minorities.
Like, comment, and
Well,
subscribe.
that's what I because I mean
Yeah, I'm
Heinz 57.
I have more Neanderthal than 70% of the people who take 23andMe. So it is what
Which
it
one
is,
do you
man.
think?
Race
Which one do
just
you
a
think is more
designation of your
accurate that I
genes.
should take, Dan?
What?
Ancestry, 23andMe, and ain't there a third one?
They're all the same. I say go with whichever one has a nice cell.
Has the best deal.
Has the best deal at the time. Yeah, I mean, because they all do the same thing. They take and map your DNA, and they determine where you come from, where your DNA comes from.
I really care less about my dad's side as I care more about my mom's side.
Mm.
You know, so that's the
I'm a
reason
mutt.
why.
I got everything in me. There's the only thing I don't have in my DNA is Asian genes. So I have every other species on the planet. I have a little bit in there.
My sister has them, but I don't.
I'm just a mutt, man.
Yeah, that's
Your
what my
sister
wife
does, but you
says. She
don't,
says
huh?
she's Heinz ketchup. She's Heinz 57 is
Heinz
what my wife
57,
says.
especially when I'm a Pittsburgher. Yeah, Heinz 57, man.
But I'm just saying.
Destroyers of this planet.
I just
Yeah, I mean, I have German, Irish, everything over that, over across the pond.
bro.
Like,
It'd be
comment,
funny.
subscribe, drop a comment.
It'd be drop a comment. Say
Hi,
something. Hello.
whoever's watching.
Smoking, you don't need a DNA test, bro. We don't want to find out you're a distant relative to Hitler.
They won't tell you that unless you pay them an extra premium.
I'm getting the big package, bro. That's the one I want. I want the big
Yeah.
package with
That's
the
I
layout.
funny.
want to know.
23andMe keeps
Yeah.
telling me that. Don't you want to find out what presidents you're related to? Send us another
No, I
$100.
don't care about presidents. I
Like,
don't give a flying rat's ass about
I want
actors
to
and
know
movie
who
stars.
overseas I'm related to.
Dude, if I had, okay, so hypothetically speaking, if I found somebody in my family that's in fucking Hollywood and big and
this
rich
one's
and shit, and I got a hold of them and they fucking decided they wanted to be my friend and try to give me money, I'd rather fucking think I'd have a drill drilled in my temple than I'd take anything from them.
Did you say big and rich?
No.
Okay.
Oh, well, yeah, I did say big and rich, you
As in the
jackass.
team.
No,
I mean, as in
no, you
yeah,
mean
the
the
band.
singers? No,
Yeah.
no, I'm talking
Oh,
about if
fuck.
the person that I found in my family was all big and high and mighty and rich, keep your money.
Mhm. But back to the segregation thing. It doesn't matter which side you're on. You're racist either way. You see it?
Right,
Because if you're for
Right.
segregation, you're racist.
right.
If you're not for segregation, you're still racist because the end result of not segregating is everybody diffusing into each other's gene pools. So
Right.
either way,
How is that racist?
how is it racist? Because those minorities cease to exist once immigration stops coming in. So that's what we were talking about. The Neanderthals didn't actually die out. They didn't become extinct. They bred into the Homo sapiens. That's why the
Yeah,
majority of the humans on the planet have some Neanderthal blood.
and that's the reason why pure Neanderthals they could only find a record of a handful of skeletal remains of original Neanderthals
Yeah, I'm not sure if
before they inbred.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
And their
So,
hands were bigger, this, that, and the other. Yeah.
right.
well, I'm just, it's crazy. But
Eh,
you want to know what we found out while you were gone, Moken?
I know. I
Okay.
was listening.
We've been around for millions of years, bud.
Yep.
Yeah, two.
So we'll call those ages,
Yeah.
and those ages flow with what the narrative from our ancient cultures say.
Wait. What are we calling ages?
Okay.
One
Moken, stop taking
million?
this so goddamn personal.
A million
No,
years is
each
an age or
so
what?
right. So the galaxy is what shape?
Cylinder. Or no,
it's a circle.
No, it's
It's
not.
an oval. It's like
Spiral.
an egg shape
It's a
almost.
spiral.
okay,
It's a
spiral.
spiral. It has arms spiraling
Okay,
out of it.
yeah.
All right. So when you look at like a vortex, at any point in the vortex, all the water in the vortex, like a whirlpool, right? All the water in the vortex is moving at different speeds. All right. So we're moving around the galaxy in a vortex. And we don't actually know how to measure how fast we're moving, and we are increasing in speed when it comes to like any way they can think of to measure it. So the planet, the sun, is moving faster as it moves, right? And
But
they say
that's the spring forward and
they're not sure for
all
a long
that.
time. For a long time, we thought it was the actual physical space of space expanding as it moves out from the Big Bang. So as
Okay.
space moves away from the center of the Big Bang of creation, it spreads out and takes up more space. It becomes less dense and it's growing and it's moving faster. That's what they thought for a long time. But like if you look at nature, look at a tornado, look at a whirlpool.
Yeah.
At any given point, all the particles of water are moving at different speeds. So when they're on the outside, they're moving at a different speed than on the inside. Uh, so so go back to your age question. If we're moving in a spiral shape, but an age is determined by, all right, so here's your circle, right? Here's us moving. We're moving in a spiral, right? Like
Right.
All right. So as we're moving out further away, the distance that we travel in any given amount of radians, which is the radius of the center orbit,
Right.
it changes. Just like, again, back to the band geeks
So,
on the build
okay,
with the tuba. The guy on the tuba on the
simple
very end has
question.
to walk faster to get around the circle in the same amount of time as the flute player right in the fucking center. Or
Well,
the percussion.
it's going to take them longer to get around.
No, they move faster. Like, so if you got, that's what I'm saying, they move faster. And actually, if you're in a
The
spiral,
closer to the in a spiral,
mhm.
the closer to the center, the faster you're gonna go because there's less space to travel.
Yeah, but you're thinking that we are expanding away, but the center of our center of our galaxy is a black hole. It's sucking shit into it. It's a whirlpool, not an explosion blowing it out. It's a whirlpool sucking it in. So as you get closer to the center, you're also moving in a different direction and you're moving faster as you spiral.
Yeah, that's what Monken was saying, just in different terms.
Right. Well,
Okay. So here's
so
the thing. Here's the thing that I don't get. We know for a fact that there's a black hole, all right, under our sun.
under our sun?
I think there's one under our sun or
I
just
don't know.
under our galaxy,
Yeah,
period.
there's one at the center of our galaxy.
Okay.
That's what our
So
galaxy's named after, that black hole.
why haven't
Not
we
the Milky
sent
Way, I
a
mean.
satellite to the center point and try to shoot it through?
Dude, we just now got out of the solar system a few years ago. Like, we set off a satellite in the early 2000s that Voyager and Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, they took, like, I want to say a decade to get to the outskirts of the solar system. Now it's light years to the nearest body outside of our solar system.
Yeah, but our satellites don't have that range
Nothing does that we know of yet.
that we know of yet.
Yeah, we got to get warp speed or teleportation, quantum
Warp speed.
teleportation.
We need
Yeah.
warp speed,
And
bro.
like, even warp speed, like in Star Trek, that shit's based on real science. When they go into warp 10 and it's still going to take them 10 months to get to where they're going, that's legit science. They're measuring the distance between two stars, calculating warp speed, and it's going to take 10 years to get there.
Yeah, but it ain't.
And they're still in the same galaxy. Like, all of Star Trek takes place in one galaxy, because even at warp 12, you can't get out of the galaxy in any reasonable amount of time.
Well, TV show says you can.
Well, yeah, they made up pseudoscience.
Don't tell
doesn't
me that
exist
Star
yet.
Trek wasn't real.
Like, moving faster than the speed of light is only theoretical, like, at this point.
I
Like,
believe Deep Space Nine exists.
well,
Close your face.
maybe the humans,
Fight
maybe
through with it.
right, maybe the prime directive is all the gods that the ancient people worshipped are the aliens that violated the prime directive, and that's why they called it the original sin, because they weren't supposed to interfere with the hominids on the fucking primitive planet.
All right. So anyway, this is a good podcast. Fuck around, find out. Piss on fake news. And I'm Gen X Dave. That's Smoking the Bull. That's Only the Lonely. We're fucking out of here, guys.
Later.
Night, y'all.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and the bell notification